He tried to call me a racist. I'm not a racist. I'm not aware of anything I've said in videos. I don't care how many third world shitholes we have to bomb. I don't care how many of them we have to kill. I don't care how much collateral damage there is. I don't care how many people we have to throw into places like Guantanamo and torture. I hope our government puts a bullet in every one of their heads. And you know what? If they ever ask civilians to do it for them, I'll be the first to pull the trigger. And I don't care for having any mercy whatsoever at all. We're just going to go over and start nuking the Middle East. Fuck them. We're just going to go over to the Middle East and start nuking them ourselves. We'll probably start with Mecca. And then, again, Texas being Texas, when the outrage in the Muslim world goes up, any city that we see burning a Texas flag will probably nuke them too. We don't care if the entire Middle East burns. That meets the definition of racism. And I want people to be clear, I do not promote political or social topics at all. A little modest proposal. I think in the future, when you have a group in Congress and the Senate who can't come up with a balanced budget, they can't balance the budget, we should automatically, we as the taxpayers need to vote this in, they should automatically all be executed. All their families executed as a form of revolution. Since they can't handle budget our money correctly, and they can't come up with a budget, or any year in which they do not balance the budget, in which we're already 20 trillion in debt. We can't borrow any more money. That's it. If they want to borrow a single penny to pay for anything, if they can't balance the budget, if they go over it by 1 penny, execute all of their offspring, all their children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, wipe their entire family line out as punishment. You do that one time, and then we hold emergency gathered up all the Saudi Arabian nationals in this country. We did it with Japan. We took away everyone's basic rights. We can't claim that people have rights when they're the enemy, or you think they're the enemy. What did we do to the Japanese Americans who were born here of Japanese descent? We put them all in internment camps just for being the children of people from Japan who had no sympathies with that country. We just needed to watch them. We put them into camps. Well, we know Saudi Arabia is the enemy. Why aren't we doing something about their nationals in our country? Why aren't we putting them into camps or shipping them back, deporting them, putting them into camps, doing something about them? We should have seized all Saudi Arabian assets in this country, declared war on Saudi Arabia, rounded up every one of their citizens living in our country and executed them on public television, and then fired multiple nuclear warheads at that country. I hold very, very common viewpoints for my culture. We might have to start looking at cost-effective options. We might have to start going, well, a 30-cent bullet's a lot cheaper than a train ride. In the part of the world where I live at. Even though I'm worldly, I'm traveled. You guys know I lived in the United Kingdom for over 3 years. Even while that's where I first started YouTube. I was in the UK when I started my original channel, 2012. But I came back to Texas. I hold average, common social and political views for my culture. And it's ironic, everyone says, well, if those views are racist and they're anti-whatever brown people. I know a fuckload of Latinos who hold similar viewpoints. So I don't really get how that works. Again, maybe you guys have never been where I live. People wouldn't understand it. We have every right to kill them. Their lives belong to us the moment they cross that border, to do with as we please. From a legal perspective, they are in our country illegally. If we want to shoot them in the head, we can do that. It's beautiful. Fine, just get rid of them. 9mm bullet to the head in a ditch, problem solved. Process, a democratic process in a free country. I think that should be punishable by death, and that would include this woman. So people are saying it's too harsh. No, I think it's too harsh that the American citizens got to pay for her for 8 years. She's not even one of our citizens. I say they put a bullet in her head on national television and set an example. Put a bullet in her head and then fling her body over the wall with a catapult back over to Mexico for them to deal with. I think that would be fair. Screw them. We're clearly the superior ones, and they're only trying to denigrate us because they're scared of us. Maybe we need to just get rid of all of them. That photo. That's fine, but these people committed multiple felonies here. There's felonies involved. These people need to be in prison. That's where this little terrorist belongs. That's where he belongs. He belongs in prison, or he belongs in the hands of military intelligence, where they can waterboard him for a couple years and find out who all those other connections are. He tried to call me a racist.